finally got this shit to work, and I apologize for the unprofessionalism. Granted, in my defense, the PS5 makes you go through a lot of hoops for basic audio that makes no sense. But yeah, how you doing, Wes?
Doing good.
That's good to hear. Good to hear. What's the update musically?
Update musically, more hits.
More hits. I like I like that. I like that. No, let me
I
stop.
like that.
The real question is, will you be playing Burnout Revenge 2 for the PS2?
PS2, yeah, of course.
To kick things off, why don't you introduce yourself? You know, let the audience know properly who you are.
All right, what's up, y'all? My name is Wes Sirocco from San Antonio, Texas. I'm a rapper slash MC slash artist slash musician.
Nice. How long you been making music for?
Since I was like 14 years old.
What was the thing that made you wanna rap? Was it like any artist specifically, any albums, projects?
Yeah, for sure. I wanted to rap because a lot of the rappers were super ass on the radio, and I thought I could do better. So I started writing the real shit. And the actual first person that got me writing was Drake. You know, as controversial as that sounds now.
Here's something that might take you back. Do you remember the first ever project you've ever made?
Yeah, I do actually.
What was it called?
It was called Words to Myself.
Mm. Was it a mixtape or an album?
No, it's like EP.
Mm. Was that when you were like 14, 15 years old? Just
That was when I was like 17, 18 years old actually.
oh wow, okay,
Yeah.
I got you. That's very interesting. It's funny. Like I know there's a lot of people out there that actually don't really remember their projects like that. Weirdly
Yeah, I
enough,
remember everything. Yeah.
yeah. So it's interesting to see that like that's where your come up started. What was the thing that want to make you keep going? I asked this specifically, and it's not to sound a certain way, of course, but there's a
Yeah.
not just in rap, but even in the other things I follow, because I draw as well. There's a lot of artists out there that like they'll say they'll start something and then they won't commit to it. And again, that's no
Of course.
disrespect, but it's just
Yeah.
sometimes people try things out and they realize maybe this thing isn't for me. I got to try something else. And one of the things that brought me to you originally before we became good friends was your commitment and your work ethic is insane
Yeah.
to me.
Thank
So it's was there anything specific that made you want to continue, especially after making that project back then?
Basically just trying to make it any way I can. A lot of anger, a
Mm,
lot of emotional content, and yeah, just trying to prove a point to a lot of motherfuckers.
definitely felt that one. Definitely felt that one. I want to fast forward to some a couple years into the future, right?
Yeah.
So you're already establishing yourself, and you already have a few projects out, a few EPs and a few tapes, and you eventually link up with a person named LA Chase. This was when
Yeah.
this is when I really started to get into what you were doing, and I was very impressed by the type of content you were putting out and the type of music you were putting out. How did that link up originally happen?
Well, to kind of fact check you a little bit, the first project I ever dropped was with LH. Words to
Really?
Myself. Yeah. So yeah, I found his like YouTube page, hit him up on Twitter, like, yo, I'm a rapper, I want to make it big, what blah blah blah. I rap, can I rap in your music? And of course back then I was very heavily focused on, buying the rights to the beat so that way I can like upload it, keep it and all that. So we were struck out a deal for a number of songs, and yeah, pretty much made the project off of that.
I got you. And who was the artist that he just finished working for?
This was Roy Woods. He had just produced like 2 or 3 songs for like his project that dropped that year too.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
So he was
like
he
that
was
was his big
affiliated.
name placement. Yeah,
Wow, with the OVO camp. That's crazy.
yeah, exactly.
Wow, that's nuts. And especially as an official first project to have
No, yeah,
someone like that.
exactly.
Yeah, nah, that's amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
How was it like working with LA Chase?
Pretty normal, pretty typical. Just he make me a pack of beats. I would rap to him. Pretty simple as that. It wasn't really no like extra effort or contact after that. It's kind of just I hear the beat. Oh, I like this beat. I like this. And just wrote to it.
Nice. That actually makes it like I love how chill it is. You know what it reminds me of? Like it reminds me of kind of like I hear stories of like let's say when Boldy James works with the Alchemist and it just comes
Yeah,
naturally to them that they don't need to do it like of course they put their all into what they do, but they don't have there's no arguing, there's no what do we need to do to make this sound a certain way. It's just natural to them.
right.
That's what that reminds me of. That's very interesting. Now, here's the real meat and potatoes here. Here's the thing that really made me a fan and really let me know, okay, whoever this Wesley Rocco person is, this man is special. We have a mutual friend of ours, a very good friend, leader of Slug Boys himself, Black Brains, and it was through him that I met you.
Yeah,
And then when I discovered more of your work, and I became a fan of a rapper and producer named Lunar. It was through the both of them that I really got to tap into what you do and realize this Wesley dude is special. I
yeah.
want to talk about how did you meet the both of them, and how did they help like with your rap career and where you're at now.
Basically, Lunar. I basically contacted him first. I was on Reddit a whole lot, looking for producers, looking for people to work with, to collaborate with. And Lunar had posted on the Reddit. Funny enough, he said, "Hey guys, looking for rappers. I'm gonna make a Mega Man type project." And that just says a whole lot. If you know Lunar, that just like makes so much fucking sense. So I hit him up on Reddit and I was like, "Yo, man, I'm this Wesley Rocco. I make music, blah blah blah. I want to work with you on this project." He's like, "Yeah, man, sure." And I thought it was like a full album we were gonna do, but it was a compilation album. And if you know Lunar, he fucking loves his compilation albums.
Yes, he does.
So
Yes, he
he
does.
does. Absolutely. So he sent me a track to hop on. I rapped on it. And after that, he's like, "Yo, I like your style. You want to make some more tracks, just separate?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So then, pretty much after that, every once in a while, he hit me up for a track he needed, and then I would write to it, record to it, and we have started building up tracks from there. Just on each of the different projects as he released them. Because Lunar is a workaholic. He fucking loves to work and drop a lot of projects. So it always kept my pen sharp, kept me consistent, and just always just getting better. Watching him grow as an artist, as a producer, as a rapper as well has been great to see. So yeah, that's basically where it started. It was on Reddit. We
Hmm.
became fast friends after that. And as for Black Brains, pretty much I hit him up on Twitter. I liked his style, and he was working with Lunar at the time because me and Lunar are tight. He was working with Lunar on his project, and he had hit me up to be a feature on Lunar's album. And then we started building our reputation, repertoire right there. And yeah, kind of after that snowballed. He asked me to be on Wisdom too, which I was very happy to be a part of. So he
Mm-hmm.
invited me on that one, and we just slowly started doing more contact, more and more. Yeah, we're like, yo, let's make an album. So yeah,
Yeah, I can't wait for the album.
for sure. Yeah,
Just especially just as again as someone who especially recently like became a big fan of what you do. I'm always blown away by again your writing style, your storytelling, and just everything to like how in each song you always grow. That's something I noticed too.
yeah.
Every song
Thank you.
I notice it gets slowly but surely gets better than the last one. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I think that's amazing because a lot of people sometimes don't notice that in an artist, especially
Oh
when
yeah.
you've been following an artist for a while because you're such a big fan of them. you
Yeah,
can know like, oh my god, he sounds different, like, but in a good way compared to his last project.
yeah, absolutely.
To go back to Lunar, I want to start talking specifically about projects, and you know where I'm going with this. Just recently, the both of you guys released an album, a fantastic album called Pain and Experience. So
Yeah,
you with the raps, and of course Luna produced the entire thing.
yeah.
Uh, 10 tracks, no skips. I want to ask, how was it working with Lunar like that? Because correct me if I'm wrong. Was that was your first time really locking in with Lunar like that and making a
Absolutely.
project together?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it's pretty much the same thing. He made me a pack of beats. Then on my way, he's like, "Yo, go crazy with these." I was like, okay. And this one, I really took my time on. Really just wanted to elevate and just show like my progression, my growth as an artist, as a rapper. And with Luna's production, it was super easy to do that. Pretty much every like month or so. This is like a year long experience. So like every month or so, I would write a song, send it to him, give it his approval, and he'd be like, "Yeah." And pretty much we made 10 songs that way.
Mm.
And we set it off of features. Luna approved the feature list, and we wrapped it up there. And he mixed and matched the whole project. So yeah,
I'm always impressed by how like you make it look so simple. I swear, you make it look so simple. You don't like, oh yeah, he sent me a pack and I just did my thing. Like it's
I mean that's pretty much how it happens, bro. It's like it's not. There's no like secret sauce or formula I can tell you. It's pretty much just like just doing the work.
no,
It's
of
not.
course,
Yeah,
I know there's no like the Krabby Patty formula to rapping, but
yeah,
it's just, again, I always think of my favorite artists and how it was for them when they linked up with someone, whether it was for a project or even just a
yeah,
couple songs together. Like, oh yeah, I stood over this dude's place and we worked together. Like sometimes Black Brains and I talk like that. We're like,
yeah.
I talk of like, the day I go to Canada, what's something, for like the week I stay there, how's that gonna be?
You're right.
And with you, it's just he sent me the pack, I did my thing, rest is history. If that's not the most
Exactly.
badass thing I've ever heard. Yeah. So the thing that I wanted to go with Brains now, right? The next project, like the next big project you're working on, is the one with him. So he's going to be
Yes.
the producer behind the scenes, making
Yeah.
everything for you. How did the concept for the album come up, and how was it like when you guys decided, all right, we're really going to lock in and do this?
Uh, so the project's still being worked on as of this recording. Still working on it. We have a cover art, we have title, we have features. We're still just workshopping it because this is going to be something that's going to really change our lives, and we want it to be close to perfect as possible and make sure it's 100% high quality. So I can't reveal too much about that, but the concept's still being worked on as we speak.
Gotcha. Another thing too is also Black Brain starting Slug Boys and
Yeah,
you being a core member of that group along with me as well.
of
Um,
course.
how was it like when you had that conversation with him when he told you, "Hey, I want you to be one of my main guys"? How was that like?
I mean, it wasn't really a conversation as much as it was a given. Like, I pretty much always told him, like, hey, man, I would love to be part of Slug Boys. I would, you know, be a part of what you're doing because I fuck with your vision. I fuck with your movement. I like the whole aesthetic. So I was like, hey, man, you even got to ask me. I'm game to jump on.
Oh wow.
And yeah, it wasn't even a conversation. He just automatically like, oh, you're in. And it was pretty simple as that, as far as I know. Like it wasn't a conversation like, okay, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna be part of Slug Boys, but like no long ass conversation, no meeting. Just like, oh, it was already understood. Like, oh, I'm a part of this now. I mean, he talks more about you on that aspect because like he's like Mesa this and Messa's my protege and all this stuff. So like I've heard more
Uh,
about you, on that front.
oh shucks,
But
don't make me blush.
no, yeah. Like I swear, he always finds a way to bring you up in the conversation. I'm just like, oh man, because he really believes in you a lot, which says a lot, about the talent he's procuring on the label. So no, it's a great honor to be a part of it, though.
It's a great honor to be a part of it with you.
Yeah,
Because I'll also put certain things into context for the audience. I view Wesley as a big brother. You know, like he practically is to me at this point. And one of the things I appreciate about you a lot is that when I released my first mixtape, and I have a very good friend. His name is Tears, and we were working on a project together. We're a duo called Sledgehammer, and I wanted to not only get better at rapping, but also be better with my time management, so I can, you know, be much more consistent. You know, because unlike Wesley, who is a veteran at this point, I just started scratching my teeth in the into this, and the phrase is cutting my teeth. But I just started rapping. You know, after like years of writing, I finally decided, okay, I'm gonna get up off my ass and do this. And I went to Wesley for help. I went to Wesley for help, and he taught me how to count bars properly. He would teach me certain techniques that he uses, and but still encourage me to still be myself, of course. And a lot of the things that I have now and that I'm able to do now is because of him, you know. And that's another thing that brought us closer. You know, in my head, he didn't have to take his time out because, you know, of course, you know, besides from rapping, of course, you know, Wesley's a human being. He has his own life, the things he needs to do. But he's also, you know, like he's always working.
Mm.
He's always working, whether if it's usual stuff with Lunar and Brains, any new producers he's working with, you know, like any new rappers he may be working with, he's always writing. So I always appreciate the fact that he took time to be like, nah, Sebastian, we're gonna do this. And again, in my head, he didn't have to. So not only is this a public thank you and let people know like, yeah, that's how goated you are, but also like I encourage people work with this man, especially if he reaches out to you, work with him, do it.
Facts. That's
You
where I don't
will
reach out to nobody. So yeah.
like if he reaches out to you, or if you want to reach out to him because you're a fan, like go for it. This man will help you. You will see like a significant change in the best way possible in what you do. He will teach you. I want to talk about Blank Thought
Mm.
and you linking up with him.
Yeah.
So Blank Thought is a producer that we both know,
Yeah.
and correct me if I'm wrong, he reached out to you first.
That is correct.
How was it like working with him when he reached out?
He's amazing, actually. Because I'll tell you, secret, not really a secret, but just something that nobody knows that I really cherish and thankful to that man for this day. He actually paid me to rap on two of his beats, which is like fucking crazy. And then once he did that, I was like, "Hey man, you ain't never gonna pay me again. Like you get any verse you want for free." Because that meant a lot to me. He didn't even have to do that. I was excited just to work with him and just to rap on his music, but the fact that he actually paid me for that, my time and my verses, like that meant the world to me. And he'll forever have a place in my heart for that because he really respects artists. He respects the work we put in, and that just shows he actually cares about the craft. So like that let me know he's one of the best producers out there. Not just a producer, he's as best human being out there.
Oh,
Very
he's a
solid
sweetheart.
dude.
He's a sweetheart.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
Big facts.
that's awesome. That's awesome. And I encourage anyone listening to this too, like, you know, like check out Blank Thought stuff, and
Absolutely.
and some of Wesley's like best verses in my opinion. Like
Mm,
just the, you know, like if you want proof of Wesley's versatility, which is another thing I
mm.
want to get into after this. Like yeah, please check it out. But yeah, one of the things I wanted to talk about this time with you as an artist, right? So just you in this case. Um, you are the most versatile rapper I know.
Yeah.
You know, and even if let's say I didn't know you, I
Mm,
would put you in the list of that handful of rappers that like you could hand them an Alchemist beat,
mm.
or like you could handle an Alchemist beat and a Hit Boy song, and you could just kill it. It's like, I don't know how else to put it, but any producer can hand you anything,
Yeah,
and you got it
pretty much.
within days max. Days max.
Days max. Yeah, that's another thing too. Lunar calls me Amazon Prime because I get that shit to you in 2 days, and I stay true. Like, and that's not to say that the verses are not high quality. Just that I love rapping. I love writing so much. I can do it pretty fast, especially if a beat really catches my ear, really gets my drive going, gets my freestyle game going. Like I can get that shit knocked out very fast. A lot of people don't take advantage of that. So it's like, hey man, it's whatever. Because I have so many outstanding features. Not to just suck my own dick, but like it's just like you hear me rapping on this shit and be like, oh damn, let's get him for more verses. Nobody ever reaches out. Like it's crazy. Maybe because I actually charge for my shit or what, but like yeah, most people don't reach out, but they will soon. You rap them.
Especially soon. Especially
Yeah.
soon. I'll
Then I'm
just
gonna
I'll
charge
just say
double the
that.
price.
Damn.
Yeah.
I feel very lucky.
Yeah. Because like only certain people get my verses for free, and you're one of them. So it's like, yeah,
I won't toot my own
like,
horn. I'm gonna just leave
eh,
it at that. Just,
no, facts, facts, facts. And like anybody listening for real, like if you hit me up, you better be right on some business shit because if you're talking about getting a freebie, I don't do freebies no more. I stopped. Everything's got a price on it. I can work with a budget, but as far as that, you gotta have that money.
Mr. Krabs, business is business.
Facts.
Me
But I
boy.
value my time. I got a job I work at. Obviously, I want to make this my actual job. So I just invest in myself too much to just like give away verses for free. But like people who really are about this shit, they'll understand that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I say again, goes to your going back to your work ethic and
Yeah.
what you like, not just what you do, but in this case what you did
Mhm.
to get to where you're at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have you have an amazing repertoire. Like a lot of people don't realize the connections you have and how, like, in terms of like what you did to get where you needed to get, right? Working with LA Chase, uh, connections to people like Mike Shab and Quelle Chris, courtesy of Black Brains,
Yeah. I was gonna say
connections.
I did not make those connections. That is not my uh I did not do that. But Brains, he definitely granted me the opportunity to be featured on that project with those guys. I mean, you
Yeah.
literally were on the song with Mike Schaap, so you have a better say at that than I do.
Uh, again, I try not to toot my own horn if that's the right thing to do, because that's my worst nightmare. I don't want to be the guy that, yeah, bro, I'm amazing. No one can mess with me. Like, nah, I don't want to be
Yeah,
that guy. Like, that's my
no
worst
real shit.
nightmare. But I just say this because, like, this is where you've gotten to.
Yeah. No, and the fact that
Um,
we actually have two mainstream rappers on our album is crazy. Two
yeah,
legendary mainstream rappers. I'm not talking about no disrespect. I'm not talking about no underground rapper. I'm not talking about small rapper that you don't never heard of, but maybe in a passing here. I'm talking about like rappers you've heard everywhere, rappers you've heard on the radio, rappers you've seen on TV, like big time rappers. So it's like to get those opportunities to work with them and big name features, it's like it's crazy. Just put that work in.
yeah. Listen, even I don't know. I am same with the audience. I have no fucking clue. So I'm just here, just
I got you to
waiting.
do one of them though.
Only one, but that was just because you guys felt comfortable enough to tell me.
Yeah,
Everything else after that,
yeah.
I'm in the dark. I'm
I
like
feel like
I'm like
yeah,
Undertaker's next victim. I have no idea.
yeah. If you know my style, if you know my influences, it's pretty easy to guess who these rappers are if you put your thinking caps on. But for the most part, it's like, yeah, these are like actual A-list level rappers that have been in the industry for like 20 plus years. So like, yeah, very excited to have them on the album.
I can't wait to hear what you and Brains have in store. I know it's gonna be something very special.
Right, big facts, big facts.
I also want to ask, uh, anything? Do you have anything else planned, besides, of course, the project that you and Brains are cooking up for next year?
Honestly, the Brains project is going to take up a majority of my time.
Hmm.
I am working with Blank Thought on our album as well. If there will
Nice.
be a second drop, it will most likely be that. I
Hmm.
also have projects in the works with you.
Ah.
I also have a mini EP as well that I really want to get out before the album drops. And of course, I have singles here and there, but for the most part, the Brains album is definitely like priority number one
I
because
got
that's
you.
like definitely the most important right now.
I got you. I got you. All right. In terms of tapping into more, of course, if you're comfortable, into more like personal stuff. One of
Yeah,
the things that got me into your music is you are not scared to be open. I mean, this adds
yeah,
into your versatility. The
yeah,
same way you can make a song, classic, I'm the greatest, you can't fuck with me, to, hey, I'm just, I can make a fuck ton of punchlines and references that you have
yeah,
to acknowledge. You can also, like, open up
yeah,
about very, very personal matters, the way you do your storytelling, the way you're able to open up about yourself. I think it's very powerful, and I'm a huge mental health, like, advocate. I think it's very important for people to be in, like, just in touch with their mental health and with their emotional health. One of the things that really got to me, was there's specific songs you made with LA Chase, and in Pain and Experience too. You had a lot of songs where you really opened up about about like personal things you've been through. I even teared up on some of those songs. It was very powerful. I wanted to see if you wanted to talk about some of those experiences a bit, and also, like, what led you to writing these songs and being like, okay, I'm gonna use my craft to open up about something like this.
Honestly, bro, if you're not writing about your real life, then what are you writing for?
True.
Because there's a lot of people that write about the same three topics and it gets repetitive and boring. The only way you can really justify yourself as an artist if you're actually writing from your own personal experiences, whether it be pain, whether it be loss, whether it be joy, whether it be sadness, any emotional depth you can go into, I say go for it. And I've never been one to shy away from exploring myself as a person, going through my mental struggles or going through something that's bothering me at the moment in time. And I love music that really can take you places that you don't really want to go. Because it's like, as an artist, you want to offer something that's unique and only you can provide. So I've always been a very strong advocate for, being personal, opening up. Of course, I don't get the opportunities as I want to because, one, the fan base is not there, so there's nobody really to call it to. And two, it's like you get more hits if you're like trendy, if you're trying to do something that everybody else is doing that'll get more notice and recognition, as opposed to like a very personal song or a very deep emotional song.
Hmm.
But I'm an artist first and foremost, so it's like I want to make music that I enjoy and make music that I resonate and I fuck with. So it's like I'm gonna do what I do at the end of the day, and I've never been one to shy away from that. So it's like I'm gonna be as real as possible, whether I'm stunned on you or whether I'm being emotional with you. So it's like I have that two sides of me. Obviously, I
Hmm.
want to explore that more as I get more prominent in the industry, but it's like for right now, it's like I'm kind of just doing like just hype stuff. But obviously, I have that in my repertoire as well. But it's not that hard. It's just kind of just like, talking to your diary, writing a personal entry for yourself, and then putting that into song form, basically.
Hmm. I felt that specifically too, because it's like I don't write in my journal as much as I should, but I do have one. And every once in a
Yeah,
while I'll write something, and sometimes I look back on it and I remember, like, a certain part of my past where I wasn't feeling the best,
yeah,
and I look to how I am now, and I'm just like, man, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Just seeing your growth like that. And hey, like that's if anything, me personally, that's my favorite part about you as an artist.
Thank you.
You're you're not scared to really open up like that. I think that's very powerful.
I'll put my money against anybody. I'm the best rapper in the state. Like, of course, there's obviously great rappers, but like, I feel confident that I think I'm one of the best, if not the best. Like, obviously, there's popular rappers better like out there that actually like moving units and stuff, but lyrically, I feel like I'm the best. I don't know. Maybe that's being too cocky, but like, like the way Jid is for Atlanta right now. I feel like I could be the next Jid for Texas.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, but like, I don't know if that's a super fucking hot take or whatever, but like, I don't give a fuck. Like, my potential is that big. I feel like,
I believe in that. I believe in that. I can see it. I can if anything, I'm waiting for the day
yeah,
where everyone's gonna talk about Wesley Rocco. That's gonna be like, fuck yeah. I was there. Where were you?
exactly.
The B.O.B. verse from I'm on 2.0. I've always
Thanks.
been here. Where the fuck y'all been at?
And fun fact, I actually rapped to that verse too on one of my homies' projects.
I would. You need to link that to me because
Okay, I saw.
I've
Yeah,
always wanted to do like my own little cipher thing on that song because I love that
yeah.
song. And
I got you right now. I'm gonna
just
send it
just
to you.
yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, me, my homie, we made a song on that beat. Does he even have it on streaming? I think he does.
That's bold.
Oh wait, no, it's a SoundCloud exclusive. I figured.
See this.
Hang
If
on.
you didn't just prove my point about your versatility, like
No facts.
let me know if you want to do another thing with that song too. I'll be the background singer.
I'm
Oh
all.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll ask a more simpler question as we as we slowly wrap things up. Um, where as a rapper and an artist, I'm gonna say the next 5 years, next half decade, right? Is is there like a specific place you see yourself?
Making money. Nah. Pretty much, I see myself still the same, making music, but on a bigger scale. Pretty much, yeah. Doing tours, actually getting recognized, and like taking it step by step. I don't give a fuck if I have MF Doom level of fame. That's still successful to me. Like, if I can even get that sort of acclaim, but still like not be super well known, but like the real ones know of me, that's all I can ask for. Or like Boldy James, another big inspiration. It's like, yeah, I'll take that over like being super famous and like super mainstream and shit like that. But yeah,
No, I got you. I got you. And I can see it too. And now I hope it happens because you've been since the day I met you and I started talking to you. Like you have always been showcasing to me, like again, how hard you work, how much passion you have. Sometimes it can be a bit scary, to be a little intimidating.
oh yeah,
You know what I mean? I feel like Cody Rhodes when he would mention stories of like Randy Orton.
yeah,
You know the story of Cody Rhodes? He said Cody Rhodes said that Randy Orton, they were in Africa and they were in a hotel and he pulled the whole fucking urinal off. And for a second, Cody was like, "So I don't have what it takes to be a wrestler, don't I?" Because how does a human being do that? And hey, this is coming from a person who's teaching himself to be much better with his self-esteem and everything. Sometimes I hear you rap,
yeah,
Wesley, and I'm like, nah, I need so much work to do because how? I
oh
have
yeah,
so much work because how?
yeah. To
What?
tie it to a wrestler. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm curious now.
Oh yeah. I mean that's just my intensity and that's just the way I bring to a record. I mean, if I was compared to a wrestler, you say Randy Orton, my favorite, well, one of my favorite wrestlers is Kurt Angle, so I compare it to that. Specifically, the era known as Perk Angle, and that's kind of my agenda going into 2025. I want to be known as the Perk Angle of rap.
Yeah, I could never do it. I could never do it. I swear to
Yeah.
God.
Pretty much like I feel like that's kind of where my legacy is gonna be right now. It's like I'm the best or rapper, quote unquote. He was the best wrestler at that time. I'm the best rapper, but it's like the powers that be didn't recognize that and didn't respect him as such. So what does he do? He goes up to TNA, creates a fucking memorable run with the most crazy spots, the most amazing, just technical wrestling, and just the most ruthless, aggressive attitude you could ever muster with the hype energy to match that. So like, I feel like that's gonna be me in the next year because it's like I'm not taking no prisoners, I'm not showing no mercy. I'm gunning for your fucking
Mm,
neck. So yeah, that's gotta be it. Yeah,
ogres have layers.
yeah, layers. But yeah, like I'm very nice guy, especially when you know me. I'm very nice guy, but like I can definitely see the intimidation factor as well because I don't fuck around. I'm very to the point, very blunt, and if it's about business, I'm serious. So yeah. But besides that, I'm very funny, easy to know, easy to like. But yeah,
I got you. I got you. Yeah. Thank you, Wes, for taking time out to do this with me. Because for those who don't know, this is first time really doing this. I've had like small interviews before, and they were more so like conversations. But this was the first time that I really like locked in and had a proper interview with someone. So thank you for you know taking your time out to do this with me, and also for bearing
absolutely.
with me.
No, it was fun. Yeah, this was good.
Nah, I appreciate the hell out of you, and yeah, 2025. Wesley Thanos is coming, and actually, I'm gonna call you Bane Rocco. You're
Nah,
gonna
no
you're
problem, man.
gonna you're gonna break it. No, that's a compliment. You're gonna like break into Batman's crib and just borderline kill him because he was the first
Nah.
person to ever do that. I'm being for real. But yeah, like Wesley's coming, and prepare yourself for when he does. Is over. Um, but yeah, I can't wait for your project with Brains, your project with Blank Thought. Of course, you heard it from the man himself. Me and him may or may not be cooking something together. And yeah, again, thank you so much for giving some time out.
Absolutely.
Man, I didn't think the question was that powerful. Jeez.
Nah, nah. What was the question? I totally blanked out for a second. I'm sorry.